Welcome back to Usapang Bayan. Kasama pa rin natin si SGV Vice Chairman at Deputy Managing Partner, Mr. Wilson Tan. Wilson, yung pinag-uusapan natin kanina na may pagkakaiba pag-audit sa mga listed companies versus non-listed companies. May ano naman ho ang pagkakaiba sa pag-audit ng mga government corporations, government, yung LGUs, national government, and other instrumentalities of government?
Okay. Pagdating po sa government, ang pagkakaiba po sa government mga entities, ang mandated to do the audit is the Commission on Audit, COA. Hindi pwedeng SGV, hindi pwedeng other accounting firms. Talagang COA lang ang pwedeng magmandato niyan. So, COA ang nag-promulgate ng accounting standards, ng policies, and so on. So, sila yung may power to do the audit, hindi pwedeng private accounting firm.
Pero sa ganun pamamaraan, paano ho nakakalusot ang karamihan na sinasabi natin na mga unauthorized expenditures na taon-taon bago nakalipas at saka bago lang malalaman na hindi pala dapat inauthorize yun. At saka nakikita rin natin na yung pinagkakagastusan kumisan, mga ghost projects, paano ho ba nakakalusot yan sa gobyerno na hindi naman na kung nasa private sector ay hindi ho makakalusot yung mga ganung bagay?
First of all, walang mga sistema na foolproof. No? Kasi at the end of the day, pwedeng i-circumvent yan ng tao kahit masyadong strict yung controls. Pagdating naman sa gobyerno, kailangan kasi dyan yung system of controls in place at saka clear yung accounting standards. Kadadalo ko lang sa isang conference sa Kathmandu, Nepal. Ang focus nila is public sector accountability. Sila rin, at sabi nila, one way of really improving the systems in the government is to make sure integrated yung financial report, yung financial management system. Meron transparency sa proseso. Kasi pag may transparency, then ano yan, deterrent yan from yung mga fraudulent acts. No? Pero it's a gargantuan task, no? Kasi malaki talaga yung sistema ng government. Okay yung mga government financial institution. Kasi meron na yung system, yung mga katulad ng Land Bank, DBP, okay, meron na silang mga set in place. So, yung in terms of yung sinasabi natin corruption, nami-minimize at nami-mitigate. But admittedly, sa mga LGUs, a lot of things need to improve. No? And COA is in the forefront of all these things.
Yung sinasabi nyo kanina sa private sector auditing, no? May makikita natin yung sinasabi nyo, pinipirmahan ng mga statement of management responsibility na yung management ay nagsacertify na wala silang mga anomalyang ginagawa, tama yung pag-submit nila at lahat. Ganun rin yung auditor na ginampanan rin nila ang kanilang tungkulin, na ang pag-review nila yung tama sa batas and things like that. No? Sa gobyerno ba, sa COA, pumipirma rin sila ng ganyan?
Meron din silang ganyan, equivalent ng ganyan. Iba lang nga ang tawag. Saka sa gobyerno, siguro they are in the process of implementing yung equivalent ng IFRS sa government. Ang tawag nila dyan, International Public Sector Accounting Standard. So, ini-implement yan. So, from cash basis, mag-move sila sa accrual basis. So, mas malinaw yung accountability.
I see. Ang ibig nyo sabihin, talagang kahit sa ibang bansa, iba ho ang accounting standards for government institutions against private institutions. Ganun ho ba yun?
Iba, but they are similar in some ways. Hindi siya the same kasi may ibang nuances ang government accounting. Katulad sa private, meron kang capital. Sa gobyerno, syempre walang capital. Yung LGUs, pero yung mga government financial institution, hawig. So kung ano yung ginagamit na accounting standards sa private, yun din yung ginagamit sa mga government financial institution. Pero yung sa mga LGUs, iba. But accrual method din, hawig lang siya.
Nasabi nyo rin kanina na parang nagsa-standardize ang lahat ng mga accounting rules and regulations throughout a certain region. For example, in ASEAN, paano ho ba ang proseso niyan? Meron ho ba tayong international body na nagko-coordinate among the different members na ganito ang standard natin? Paano ho ba
Meron.
sistema?
Ito yung tinatawag na IOSCO or International Organization of Securities Commission. Yun yung parang umbrella organization ng mga SECs all over the world. So, itong IOSCO, nag-propose in 2000 na pwede ba para to improve the comparability of financial reports across countries, no, gumamit kayo ng IFRS, no, International Financial Reporting Standards. So, yung SEC natin, as early as 1997, made the commitment na by 2005, we should be fully compliant with these global accounting standards. Kaya yung 2005, milestone yun sa atin eh. In 2005, we said that we are now at par with the global standards. Dati, ang mga financial statement natin maninipis.
Kanya-kanya, oo.
So yung mga foreign investor, hindi alam mag-invest ba ako sa Pilipinas o hindi. Pero nung 2005 onwards, kaya ngayon, George, maraming nagre-raise ng capital, no? Not only here but abroad. Sabi nila, 1/3 of the transactions are really dealing with cross-border transaction. Saka meron mga Filipino entrepreneurs that are going outside, no? Nag-i-invest sa Indonesia, sa Malaysia, sa Thailand. Bakit? Kasi medyo yung mga ibang bansa nag-comply din sa international rules. So medyo kampante sila na yung financial reports medyo may reliability. Hindi katulad dati na black box. So ganun ang maganda when you comply with the global rules.
Within ASEAN, how would you say we rate in terms of how we follow accounting rules and regulations?
Ito naman ang maganda. Pagdating sa compliance with accounting rules, number 1 tayo dyan. Pumapantay tayo. Actually, kasabay nating nag-adapt ang Singapore. Ang Malaysia, humabol na lang yan. Ang Indonesia, humahabol pa lang yan. So, pag sinabing ASEAN, mga Filipino CPAs talagang...
In demand.
Oo.
Kaya pala nagiging training ground ang SGV. At kung saan-saan ilang bansa na ba ang meron kayong mga former SGV or current SGV person, yung associates that are now assigned abroad?
Hindi na natin mabibilang yan. Kahit saan yata may mabubunggo kang ex-SGV yan eh. Kasi sa SGV mismo, one of our offering is that we send our people outside to EY offices. No? Pagdating ng mga third year nila sa SGV, siyempre na-train na yan.
Siguro
pinapadala
EY, we
namin.
explain, EY is Ernst & Young.
Ernst & Young is the global affiliation of SGV, no? So kasi alam niyo po, globalization na tayo ngayon. Hindi cannot just be in the Philippines, dapat may tie-up tayo sa global network para naman pag siniserbisyuhan natin yung ibang mga company na may operations abroad, parehong quality. So yung mga tao namin, pinapadala namin on a 3 months, 6 months, even 1 year period. So they learn from them, and then ang nangyayari, nagugustuhan yung mga tao natin.
Pinapirate na.
Oo.
So ka na umuwi, dito ka na lang, ganon.
So hindi mo mapipigilan. We just have to hire and train and...
I have another question. In the Philippines, is there what is the governing body for the accounting profession?
Okay. Sa Philippines, may mga various bodies that promulgates accounting standards. No? Pero ang pinaka body that really govern the CPAs is yung Board of Accountancy under PRC. Okay, so sila yung nagbibigay ng lisensya, okay, sa mga CPAs. But pagdating sa accounting standards naman, nandoon yung Financial Reporting Standards Council at nandoon yung Philippine Interpretations Committee, of which I'm the current chair ng interpretation.
So it's not a government, those are not government bodies?
Not government bodies, but they get their mandate through the Board of Accountancy. The Board of Accountancy is a government
It's a government
body.
entity under the PRC.
Oo. And then overall, ang pinaka mataas in terms of hierarchy of mandating accounting standards, yung SEC.
Okay.
Yeah.
So indirectly, the SEC is the supervisory body that monitors the accounting practice and standards within the Philippines.
Yes.
Is that normal for other countries as well, that it's under the SEC?
Yeah, that's normal. And also, the SEC works with other government entities like Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Kung bangko, syempre, BSP ang
Mga
primary
secondary licenses
Oo.
nila.
So nakikipag-coordinate sila sa Insurance Commission. So lahat nitong mga government institution or regulatory bodies, they work together and they compare notes as well.
I see. So what happens is that the primary license for a corporation is issued by the SEC, which depending on the function of the company, then they could require a secondary license. If they're an insurance company, then
They
it's
get
the
it from
Insurance Commission.
insurance.
And if you're a bank, then it's with the Bangko Sentral.
Sentral.
So tama ho ba yun? Ganun
Tama
ang
yun.
sistema.
In fact, yung pag bangko ka, ang primary regulator mo is Bangko Sentral. And then SEC will coordinate with Bangko Sentral. And Bangko Sentral will issue its own regulation insofar as the banking industry.
And they will issue their own findings, di ba?
Yes,
And they
yes.
can give sanctions, di ba?
And they have their own examiners. No? So ang central bank, they do that every year among the banks. No?
So right now, you were saying earlier that even the SEC is now planning to send their own teams, not to the companies, but to the auditing firms that are auditing the companies.
The listed companies. So starting this year, gagawa sila ng mga on-site reviews.
I see. When you say starting this year, nag-umpisan ho ba?
Ang alam ko, pipili na sila ng mga masasample nila and siguro by July, August, then they will start doing the reviews.
Does the SEC have the capability to do that? Do they have the necessary professionals in the accounting field that are capable of doing that?
Yeah, importante yan kasi to be able to review the auditors, they should have the necessary credentials. So, starting last year, they have recruited, I think, a number of people and they have also sent them for training abroad, no? So, kasi hindi naman madali mag-review ng working paper. So, they have, I think they have a group of 10 or 11 that will start the review.
So marami na naman na pirate sa SGV.
That's our contribution to the economy.
Okay, that's very good. So you're confident about that, and you think it's a good move on the SEC's part to do that?
I think it's a good move. It's a move in the right direction to ensure quality financial statement, at the same time protect the investors. So in fact, that's one of our commitments to the global organization, that we should have this review by the regulators.
Well, I understand that accounting rules and regulations have become more stringent over the past few years, but nevertheless, we still encounter scams and things of that nature. In your opinion, paano ho ba nakakalusot yan? Sa kontsaba o meron pang mali o kulang sa accounting standards na pinapagawa natin?
Yeah, kasi ang sistema dito, while we have a lot of internal controls, walang internal controls that are really foolproof. At the end of the day, it is subject to override by management. Kaya ang importante dyan, yung tone from the top, ika nga, yung ethics na sinasabi. So, kahit nasabihin natin maraming check and balance, merong internal auditor, may external auditors, may nakakalusot, lalo na pag masyadong maraming transaction, and then yung tools na ginagamit ng internal auditor at saka external auditor cannot cope with the transaction. So ngayon, ang bagong sistema ngayon is gumagamit ka ng computer. Ginagamitan mo ng data analytics. So that dati, selective lang. If you have data analytics and yung company rin, automated yung system, then you can do more. Meron na lulusot kasi hindi naman lahat ng transaction sinecheck, but at least yung significant ones dapat ma-capture.
Well, before we move on to our next segment, I know that now the SEC is getting involved, no, in the audit of the auditor. Has the BIR taken a very active role in questioning the audited financial statements, particularly when it comes to the payment of the appropriate taxes?
They have been doing their own examination, but you see, ang BIR may sariling rules and regulation. Iba yan sa accounting standards. So they have been ramping up their effort in order to really do the necessary review. But I think additional efforts needs to be done on the BIR part.
Okay. Well, please stay tuned. Magbabalik ko rin po tayo sa Usapang Bayan. Kasama pa rin natin si SGV Vice Chairman at Deputy Managing Partner, Mr. Wilson Tan. Please stay tuned.